So as like the previous cases of periodogram and modified periodogram belonging to the non-parametric approach for power spectral estimation, here also for Bartlett method we take the aim, and that aim is to have estimation of power spectral density of any discrete time random process by using this time the Bartlett's technique. So as the previous cases we see into the current folder, here this is the MATLAB script we have taken for the calling periodogram function and executing it for a random process along with the modified periodogram here. So here we take the untitled script here, where we can first of all develop a function which can be called upon to execute onto the discrete time random process, and this function should be using the Bartlett's spectral estimation here. So let us start this with the name function here. So we write the keyword function, and as this function again developing for determining the power spectral density estimation. So power spectral density we are usually describing and denoting by the symbol capital P small x into the MATLAB programming. Now we expect this output to be obtained by this function. The function here we name it as Bartlett's. So now to this function, as the very essential input parameter is nothing but the discrete time random process that we are usually denoting into the discrete time domain x of n, here only the variable x can be made in use, and along with, as we know that the Bartlett method is nothing but the averaging made by the use of periodogram technique here. So for how much number the averaging is to be calculated for the input, the whole discrete time sequence there, the number of averaging we can give it as n subsequence here. So sub seq here. So this is the variable we have taken, because with the help of this particular number, whether it may be the integer value 2, 3, 4 and so on, that is of course greater than 1 here, the original discrete time sequence can be divided into the subsequences, hence I give it the name n sub seq here. And for the function, there it will be the last keyword by the name end here. Now in between these two keywords we have to develop the body here. Now as for the periodogram, we accepted the 3 input arguments x, n1, n2. For the modified periodogram, along with these 3 input arguments, we required the window here. And now for the Bartlett's method, we require only the 2 here. Now the x, as we are already made familiar with the input sequence here, so it is to be operated with this n sub seq for the periodogram averaging purpose here. So in this regard, after we determine these subsequences here, the length of the subsequences can be holded up with the variable name capital L. Now in order to have calculation of length of such subsequences with the help of this particular variable n subsequence, here we compute floor FLOOR, and the input here we provide the total length of the discrete time sequence, that it is x, and it is to be divided by this variable n sub seq here. So this will give us the length of the subsequence formed with respect to how many number of subsequences we need to make it in this particular process. Now for the calculation of the power spectrum estimation by the use of Bartlett's method for averaging purpose, we here intend to use the for loop. So therefore, before starting the looping in the for statement, we initially declare the variable that we expect to hold the output here, that is the power spectral estimation, to be equal to 0 initially. Next to that, we require the starting index with which we can separate out the subsequences thereupon. So n1 we start at the value 1. Now with these two declarations, now we can make the use of for looping here. So we write the for statement, and here the index variable for looping purpose we select it to be small I. Now the range of values this I is to be assigned in every iteration can be extended right from 1 to the number that we are accepting here, n sub seq here. So whatever the number of subsequences are there, those many number of times the for loop will be executed here, and inside this for loop the determination of the power spectral density estimate can be made here. So it is to be holded with the variable capital P small x. So this is to be computed capital P small x that has been initially declared to be equal to 0, added to the averaging here. So now with respect to the Bartlett method, as in the previous video we have seen that the averaging is to be done. So we require the periodogram outputs that but the estimation of the spectral densities by use of the simple periodogram technique. Those we have seen with the help of this particular function here. So this function we can be calling inside the current function, and that is to be divided by the number of the subsequences here. So therefore here I mention periodogram, and this is the function, and it should be available into the current directory, and the input to it can be the discrete time random process, where it extends from n1 up to small n1 added with capital L minus 1. So there it will be the highest length into the original discrete time sequence here, and as we split up into the number of subsequences, so it will hold the length up to capital L here. So now this is to be divided, and the division is to be by the same variable n sub seq here. So we end this syntax with the help of semicolon, and as we iterate for the next values, we take n1 to be equal to n1 added up by capital L. So this will be the end of for loop. So either we use only one keyword or not, it does not matter here. Now we have to save this, as we have given the function name Bartlett. Already it is taking the same name, and it should be into the MATLAB environment. We save it with the file extension .m. So here we can see onto the editor tab the name has appeared, as well the file is generated into the current directory here, current folder here. Now we have developed such a function for execution of the Bartlett's method. Now we have to apply it onto the discrete time random process. So for that purpose, here we take the another untitled script, whereupon we start with close all, clear CLC. So to close the unwanted windows of MATLAB, to clear out the variables that may be because of the earlier programmings into the workspace, and to clear the command prompt window here. Now the first task will be to have the generation of random process over which we can apply this Bartlett's method here. So we write here generate the discrete time random process. Now for the previous cases also we have generated, we have seen the various ways with which the random process can be obtained here. The usual notation we shall be opting that it is x here. So we again go for the use of 2 times the assignments here. So x can be assigned with the array of any values. So as in the previous case we have used the 10 values to the discrete time sequence here. We can select it manually. So we start at 3, 5, 1, 6, 9, Next to that we have the pi values here. We can also specify the digits as 0.3, -4, then we can have -6. Next to that we can write 9, and lastly we can write -3.5 here. So let us say this is the random process having the two samples generated. Now to have the display of the same, we can make the use of stem function here, and the input it will be x. So we save this particular script, and here we can name it as execute_Bartlett here, saving it with the file extension .m here. Now we can run this particular program. So after running it, we can see into the workspace the variable is supposed to get generated with the name x here. So you can see the x holds the values as assigned 3, 5, 1, 6, 9, 0.3, -4, -6, 9 and -3.5 here. So here the window has been generated here. So this can be maximized. You can see here this is the first sample that we can see the amplitude. The second sample, the first sample amplitude, here it is 3. The second sample amplitude, here we have the 5. Third sample amplitude we have, here it is the amplitude for the third sample, that it is equal to 1. So this way we have all the values for this particular plotted discrete time random process that we can use as the input, and then we can apply the Bartlett's function over it. So this is one way. We can also opt the another way. We can first of all comment it, and we can generate the discrete time random process by the use of the function. In the previous two videos also we have used them, rand(n) here, and the assignments can be 1, for example 50 we can give. So the 50 samples can be there in this discrete time random sequence. So let us visualize the same by the use of the function stem here. So we save the changes to it, and we can run this particular program. So maximizing the window here, you can see here we have the different values of the amplitudes both into the positive and the negative parts, and onto the horizontal axis you can see the markings from 0 to 50 with the interval of 5, whereas the amplitudes ranges between -3 on negative side up to the +4 onto the positive side here. So we just close this. So this is the first part. The first task has been completed, that is to have generation of the discrete time random processes required for the application of the spectral technique here, spectral estimation technique here. In the workspace this time you can see the variable x with the dimensions 1/50 of the type double here. Now the next part is to have application of spectral estimation. So here I write into the comment line spectral estimation. Now in this spectral estimation we are supposed to call this Bartlett function that we have developed here like this. So for that purpose we shall mention the output variable capital P small x, and the function name we write Bartlett, and the input parameter, as we can see here, the input parameters are the first one x, and another how many number of subsequences we require, that variable here. So for example we can provide the x as the input as generated into the earlier step, whereas we expect the 3 subsequences be there, and ending the syntax with the help of semicolon here. Now if we save this much of script and we can run, we expect px as a variable to be generated into the workspace here. So this is because of the stem function for the input discrete time random process that we close, and in the workspace you can see that the px variable has been generated here with the dimensions 1024/1 of the type double here. Now it's our duty to have plotting of the function here. So I just write out the module here. So in this module, plotting the spectral estimate of input discrete time sequence here. So the very simplest way to have the display here into the separate window, that is by the figure keyword here. The syntax is plot here, and we can simply provide the input to be px here. So saving this much of the script, we can run the program. So now for the discrete time random process generated by this particular syntax here, whatever the spectral estimate is there, that has been plotted in this particular window. So we have up to the length of 1024 as defined previously in the periodogram function here. Now to look at this particular script here, we are calling the Bartlett function here, which is basically developed in this particular script, and this function is making a call to another function that we have already developed in our third topic, MATLAB program, the periodogram, and here it is the file here. So as we can see this file, so the periodogram, and this way we have calculated it for the 1024 samples into the frequency domain here. So the corresponding input discrete time input random process and the respective spectral estimate by the plot px we obtain to this value here. Now instead of this, if we can go for the input random process by the first technique that we have seen here, that we have the 10 samples with the values 3, 5, 1, 6, 9, 0.3, minus 4, minus 6, 9 and minus 3.5. So that time we can see with saving changes and running this particular program. So here we have the plot of the input discrete time random process. Here you can see onto the horizontal axis from 1 to 10 we have the samples, and this is the corresponding spectral estimate here. Now the spectral estimate can also be expressed into the display with the help of computation of the decibels value here. So instead of having this syntax, we can go for the another one where we can write figure comma, again the use of plot function, but the input is not readily the px here, but it is 10 in multiplication to log to the base 10 computed for capital P small x here. So with this change here, if we run this particular program, you can see in this particular window the decibels value are plotted onto the vertical axis for the spectral estimate, and that is again for the length of 1024 here. So the last value can be visualized here with the amplitude here, that is 15.46 here. As the first sample starts at the 0, the last sample has been represented x is equal to 1023 here. So I close this particular window, and with respect to the plot of the estimate of power spectral density having the frequency axis in terms of hertz here, we have alternate way as well. So for example, as we start with figure here, we write the plot and we require the frequency value f developed here along with the px. So f has not been defined here, so f we can define as like the previous case. If we can require the value 5 here, so that is to be multiplied to the parenthesis, we have the range 0 to 1023. So total 1024 samples will be there, so we divide it by 1024 here. So here we have defined the f as well. So running this particular program for the same input, we get the same plot here, and this is onto the horizontal range marked between 0 to 5 here. So this is what the curvature we have obtained. Now the same we can also see if we change the input to the previous function that we have seen earlier. RAND and here this line can be commented here. Both ways we can have the call to the Bartlett's function, and that will be executing onto this particular discrete time random process. So at this time, here it is, the discrete time random process that has the first sample with the amplitude 0.5201, second sample in the negation that it has the amplitude minus 0.02003, the third sample holds the amplitude, here we have minus 0.03477, the fourth sample it holds the amplitude, we have minus 0.7982. so this way we have the total 50 samples plotted here for the x of n, and after the spectral estimation by the use of the Bartlett's method, which is basically the periodogram averaging method that calls to the periodogram function that we have already developed into the topic number 3, the video number 3 of the same chapter. Here we get the spectrum estimation plotted on the horizontal axis having the frequency in terms of hertz here.